pp2024's paper showing the polynomial in this format. This one already factorized for you, and then we have 3 unknowns here. And then the constant term of fx is 40. A new way to tell you the information. Write down the value of p. So, constant term, do we need to break the whole thing? Because after we break it, we have 3 times 3 terms. It's 9 terms. Do you want to have that many terms for just 1 mark? I don't think so. For just 1 mark, we don't need to break the whole thing, but you can directly find out the constant term. You know that the x times this one times this one times this one will have x, right? So the only constant term will be two constant times together, which is negative 10 times p. So what we have here is negative 10 times p equals to 40. Then you can find p by just find the constant term. Okay, B1 telling you that fx now divided by x plus 1, the remainder is negative 12. It's given that f minus 2 is a factor, okay? That's what we usually have, those information, right? So, first sentence, use remainder theory. Put x equals to negative 1, and then we put in the formula. Remember that you don't need to break it. In this format, you can substitute it in as well. Okay, so after substitute, you will have this equation here, as you don't have q and r, so it stays in this format. And then the other information, f2, you will have it equal to 0 because it's a factor. And then after you substitute it in, you can see you have the 22 here. And then 0 divided by 22 is 0, right? And then common factor here is 2. So we take out the 2. And then divide the 2 in the other side, it disappears. What we have is this formula and this one. And then put in your program, calculator program, you will have the equation 2 unknown and solve it. So we have Q and L. B2 asks how many irrational roots does the equation fx equals to 0 have. So it means that we need to find the roots. Be careful of that. Even this is not in the general form, you know that the highest degree will be the 2 highest x squared times together. So it means that 6q x to the power 4. So if the highest degree is power 4, we will have 4 roots. Okay, we will have 4 roots. So now, as we already have the factorized format, so after factorization, we will have 2 quadratic equations. So check with your calculator. Okay, after checking, you will further factorize into this 2 by this quadratic equation here, and this one, you cannot further factorize it into integers. So you need to find the roots by doing the quadratic formula. So for quadratic formula, you will get a root number in the third form. Okay, it's real because inside the third form is positive, but it's infinite decimal. It should appear as infinite decimal. So this 2, because it's in third form, right? Is irrational. It's irrational. So you can see here 1 plus and 1 minus, right? So we have 2.